What's up, everybody? What's going on? We're going to start in a minute. I'm going to give you a tour. So basically what's going on is I've had several people over the years since we moved down to an HOA ask me what it's like, because most of my friends here are from Long Island and there's not a ton of HOAs there. So I'm going to give you a little tour of my HOA here. I'm going to put my new glasses on and we're going to go for a little ride. I'll show you some of the amenities and some of the houses and everything, and ask some questions if you want. And let's go for a ride. Still learning how to use these things. Let's see. So this development is called Millbridge. It's in Waxhaw, North Carolina. We're actually right on the border of South Carolina. And I think the whole development is about 10 years old or so. But so this part of the development we're in is the front, and these are the older homes. These were the first ones built, so you'll see the trees are a little bit more mature as we get further down into development. They won't be, but this is one of the best parts of the development here. It's going through a little bridge to get into it. And during the holidays they decorate this, and everyone takes their prom pictures here and wedding pictures. Pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff called pocket parks, and you'll see here there's water fountains and benches and gazebos and stuff. This is our clubhouse here. They have like a movie theater upstairs and a coffee shop for the residents. So this here is the main pool. We got like a 3-story water slide, which is amazing, and a lazy river. Lots of parking. Nice playground over here for the kids. There's probably, I think, 4 different playgrounds in the development. We have over 2,000 homes. So people ask, you know, what do your HOA dues go to? And it's this stuff like this, the maintenance and grass, playgrounds. There's a gym in here. I'm not going to go inside and tour that now, but there's a gym here right inside this building that's free for all residents. On the other side of it is an open air basketball court, which is really cool too. They do stuff in there. The pool is, now that school started, most of the lifeguards are school age, so the pool doesn't open until after school, and I think it stays open until mid-September. But there's actually 3 different pools. There's a kiddie park with a splash pad. You got this big water slide with a lazy river. And then there's like a, I would say a little smaller than an Olympic-sized pool back over here, where they do have a swim meet for the HOA, and they compete against other HOAs, I believe. So this is our main clubhouse. Pretty cool. And one thing I noticed here about living back on Long Island is so many people are out walking and riding bikes and hanging out and playing. Thousands of kids here. I think every single bus stop here has like 20 kids at it. It's unbelievable. So right over here on the right, this is pretty cool. Right through our development goes the Carolina Thread Trail. I think it's like 13 miles long. It cuts through different developments, and there's a suspension bridge in there. I've gone over, I put some videos of that. So HOA life, this development is 4 different builders, I think maybe 5, and the rule with the HOA is that I think every 6th house can be the same, so you won't have any similar houses with paint, or they call it elevations, which has different styles. Every 6 houses are like that. And the other thing about the HOA is you won't find any blue tarps over a 40-year-old van in the driveway. You get violations if you have weeds. You have to have permission to do any kind of work outside, so everything's uniform. Values hold here. Some people are totally against that. They don't want to have rules. There's rules against what kind of flags you can put up. But even the fences here, what I'm used to seeing is PVC fences in every single house. You don't even see your neighbors. And here you have these black metal fences, and everything's pretty open. You're allowed to have privacy bushes, but folks here spend a lot of money on their backyards. because it's extended seasons, and everyone, you know, has patios and outdoor barbecues and fireplaces and pools and really cool stuff. So we're going to go into a different part of the development now. And you can see all the architecture of the houses. Everything's pretty new here. Everyone's lawn is manicured. See, these are some smaller trees here, so these are newer homes, you'll see. I'll take you to another pocket park. If anyone has questions, let me know. I think these glasses are supposed to read me the questions. I think our HOA dues here are, I don't know, $1,200 or $1,300 a year, which is actually pretty cheap, because I've done loans to people that have $1,000 a month HOAs. But again, it all depends on the amenities. But we love driving around here, especially for the holidays. Everyone goes all out. Christmas, Halloween is out of control here. I'll do another tour for Halloween. Little Red Bull and a ride. They love roundabouts down south too. They're everywhere. I guess they, you know, they don't like traffic lights too much, so everyone gets a roundabout. I'm going to take you over to a really cool pocket park over here. It's got a catch and release fishing pond and some gazebos and stuff. This area of the development has a lot of brick houses. That's what this builder, I guess, likes to do. Beautiful homes. One thing I did notice about moving down south is they don't do a lot of basements. Our builder said it was because of the soil, the clay, but I mean, you could put cement anywhere. I don't think that's the real reason, but you won't find a lot of basements down here. So this is one of the cool pocket parks that has gazebos and swinging chairs and catch and release pond, copperhead snakes if you're into that, turtles, lots of wildlife. But again, everything is beautifully manicured. This is what your HOA dues go to. Nice sitting areas, although in 3 years I don't think I've seen anybody sit there. Nice place to sit and have a cigar, I guess. Here's another view of this pocket park here. Water looks a little murky. Hey Melanie, doing a little tour of the development. Let folks know what an HOA is. They're not popular all over the country. Back where I used to live, HOAs were fairly rare. They had 55 and older and 65 and older. So I think we're getting into a different builder here. So you'll find a lot of open space, nicely manicured, and everything's pretty neat and clean here. Otherwise you get a nice letter from the HOA saying that you have to fix your violation or get fined or go to hearings. But again, if you're into burning pallets in your backyard and having an old boat with a blue tarp in the driveway, this is not living for you. Here's someone putting a pool in. Like I said, a lot of people invest money in their backyard and outdoor living space because it's such an extended season. I'm gonna go show you another pocket park. It's got a little putting range and a playground for the kids. I still get lost in here. Over 2,000 homes. I think from my house to the gate is over 2 miles. So we may get a little lost. But that's fine. We got GPS. We can get home. Trying to read the comments. These glasses are supposed to read. We could thank the phone spam that I got. You would think if you go live, alright, I'll show you a home for sale. We'll come by there next. You would think if you're live, they would block the phone call from coming in. Alright, so here's another little pocket park. Little playground. Got a little putting green here. So again, these are the amenities that your HOA dues are paying for. And another little gazebo sitting area. People have parties in there and stuff. Alright, you want to go see Nicole's house for sale? Gonna make a U-turn here. Hopefully don't get hit by a car. It's like, gotta be friendly down here. Nobody honks down here. You get locked up if you honk. I've never been given the middle finger. I will honk though if it's a New York plate, because that's allowed. But if you don't make it right on red here, people will sit there for 2 light cycles and just sit. You have to have patience. I'll let this guy go around me here. Alright, so I think this is another builder here. I don't know all the builders here. But again, you can see by the size of the trees, the maturity. Lots of speed humps. Coming, Nicole. Gonna come see your house soon. Nicole throws awesome Halloween parties. We're sad that she's moving. Oh, speed hump. Front porches are big here too. Everyone's got their Adirondack chairs and swinging chairs. Here's a house for sale if anyone wants to move in. Some more open space here. We'll go take a ride over to the second pool. It's such a big development. They have the big pool that I showed you with the slide, and then they have a smaller pool on the other end. Mainly the adults go there because there's no splash pad or anything for the kids. Even something as simple as painting your house, which it looks like they're doing, you need permission because the color schemes and everything. And HOA wants to make sure that no 2 houses next to each other are the same color. How's this coming out with the glasses? You like it? We also have these trails that go everywhere all throughout the development. No golf carts allowed in there, so we can't do that. One of the other rules here is you are not allowed to have your garbage cans in sight of the public. So some people tuck them in their bushes like that. You can get a violation. A lot of people build these enclosures or keep them in the backyard of the garage. But it's all about here's a garbage can enclosure. It's all about keeping the value of the neighborhood up. So here you'll see all the trees are smaller. So this is a newer part of the development. And we didn't even touch all the areas here. Look at this nice backyard, gazebos and so this is the newest part of the development. The builder's Dan Ryan, and I think he has about 100 homes, maybe a little more. You'll see how tiny the trees are here. I know that house. So all this is about 3 years old here. Got some pickleball / tennis courts over here. And this is the smaller pool. This is basically a no-frills pool. You just want to maybe get away from all the kids. Another playground. That's the third or fourth one we've seen. Oh, I know a big one that you probably maybe didn't recognize. No telephone poles or wires. Everything's underground here. So when we moved here, we actually thought that we would never lose power because everything is underground, but it actually stops at the gate of our development, and then there are telephone poles outside. So every time there's a storm, if a line gets knocked out outside the development, it kills our development too. But it's pretty nice not seeing power lines in your backyard, hundreds of them, and cable lines. Everything's buried. So instead you'll see in the ground here, there's all these covers, and you see these green things sticking up over here. That's where all the cable comes up to each house. So that's different. This area here is fairly new too. I think this is D.R. Horton. I could be wrong. I don't remember who these builders are. But again, you'll notice every house next to each other has to be different. Every sixth house, I believe, could be the same as the rule I saw. And in this development alone, I know 3 different families from my town on Long Island. And I would say it's safe to say that over 30% of the people here are from up north, maybe over 50%. If you notice in the front of the development, when we started, everyone had mailboxes, but as they built the back end, they put these mail stations here. So anyone who moved in recently has to walk to get your mail. They do not deliver it to your house unless it's a big box. That's a different development. That's actually South Carolina down there. That's how close we are. We're right on the border of South Carolina. Any requests? Anyone want to see anything? See, all the backyards are pretty open. No PVC fences. Just relaxing environment to hang out and barbecue. Once we start getting into the cooler weather, you'll see people bring their fire pits out to their driveways and hang out. That's when we toured the development and put our name on a lot. That was one of the biggest things. We felt like we were camping because everyone's outside hanging out. There's a lot of hills in the development too, because I guess for drainage, because of the type of soil, they have to have all these swells and valleys for the water to go down to the water retention ponds. So it is pretty hilly here. You can see the tops of the houses right back there. These are the last houses they built. Hopefully it's coming out good with these glasses. Everybody waves, nobody honks. 1 or 2 people will curse at you. Very rare though. And this is the end of our development. So hopefully you like the tour. I don't think this carries over to other networks, so I'll probably do another one on TikTok and another one on Instagram another day. But we can keep going for probably an hour here, going down all these different blocks. There's so many homes here. Well, I hope everyone liked the tour. HOA life. If anyone wants to get pre-approved or anything, plenty of houses for sale in here. As far as taxes go, I can compare it to my old house on Long Island, which is about $13,000 a year for a 1,000 square foot home, and here they're about $5,000 to $6,000 a year for a 4,000 square foot home. All right, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace out.